Well, hello and welcome to Thinking Tuesday. Good afternoon. I wish I could just have one of you just verbally state our Thinking Tuesday slogan. But since that's not possible here, I encourage you to repeat it to yourself, or you might even consider putting it in the chat because this is what we believe and what drives us to evaluate our thinking on a regular basis, not once in a while, but on a regular basis. So, for the benefit of those who are here for the first time, here is our slogan for Thinking Tuesday. Your mind is a garden, your thoughts are the seeds, and you can grow flowers or you can grow weeds. So, here on Thinking Tuesday, we try to pay attention to what thoughts we're harboring, being mindful of any negative self or other destructive thoughts that can make their way easily into our thinking, creating a negative and self destructive mindset. That's not what we're about. Weeds tend to spread and choke out beautiful flowers, and we would prefer to grow flowers, those positive, self affirming, encouraging thoughts. Your mind should be a weed free zone. Yes, a weed free zone. So, yesterday in one of my groups, we were discussing how quickly the new year is passing. Don't you notice that? It was just December, a couple of days ago, it seems like. And we're almost at the end of the first month of 2022. Can you imagine that? It seems like only a few days ago we were counting down the minutes to the new year and we were watching the ball drop. But many made resolutions. Many made resolutions about what they would like to change in the new year. Some decided that they won't make resolutions per se, but they agreed to make some significant changes to move forward and to move to a higher level in their lives, professionally or personal. I also made some goals for myself. I set some goals for myself. I think that's very, very important to anyone's growth. It's always good to evaluate where you are and where you want to go, and then take steps to see how you're getting there, if you're getting there. Because many times we make goals and we don't have the proper steps in place to get where we want to go. So for me, I'm always making goals. I try to set them relatively, uh, what should I say, so that I can stretch myself. I don't make easy goals for myself. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to bust my chops trying to do that, but goals should stretch you. If they're too easily attained, then they're not as attractive. You're not growing yourself. You're not challenging yourself. So yes, you want to make some goals that are attainable, and then you want to make some goals that's going to stretch you and hopefully attain them. So for me, there's never any inertia. I don't like inertia. For me, there's never a finish line to any area of growth in my life as far as I can see, personally or professionally. So I enjoy learning, I enjoy growing, discovering new things about myself, and this is what I try to do on Thinking Tuesday and in my line of business as a coach. But recently, I have to admit, I had to dig real deep and coach myself to stay on target. Yes, I have those days too. Because I was facing some challenges with a product that I'm developing for my business. But nothing feels better than when you persist through a challenge and find yourself on the other side of that challenge. Beyond the feeling of accomplishment and exhilaration, you get another glimpse of who you are and what you're capable of doing. And that's a really, really good feeling. So even though the task might be difficult, we always have to remember the reward on the other side. So I wanted to share with you this morning or this afternoon some thoughts about the power of persistence. The power of persistence, because that's what it took. And that's what it will always take when you're trying to achieve a goal. Whether you call it a resolution or a goal, a dream, when you have a goal, when you have something that you want to achieve, it's going to take persistence. I was so proud and inspired by my 14-year-old grandson, who I approached for some assistance because, these kids are technologically savvy, and I was having some challenges with the technology for this project. And he was so happy to help me and show off his technological skills. But he also said something to me that just inspired me. And I just know that he has a good head on his shoulders and a good mindset. It's so important to have that even as early as possible. So in addition to helping me, which he didn't mind doing, he always wants to help his grandma. He said to me, "Grandma, whenever I am having difficulty figuring out something, I just walk away from it for a while. And when I come back to it, I find a way to do it." So he gives himself a little break to reset his mind. That's a 14-year-old speaking to me. Maybe I should take some credit for it because he's around me. He knows how I think. He knows what I talk about. But nevertheless, I'm going to give him credit because he was owning this as his thought. And I applaud him for it. I think it's going to take him very far. So brilliant, brilliant young man. I'm so proud of him. And it's so familiar because that's what I often recommend to my clients. So out of the mouth of babes, right? So he said, just walk away from it and then come back with a different perspective. So anyway, I'm thinking about persistence today as we look to see how have we been pursuing our goals and our resolutions. Because if we are to achieve them, persistence is the key, no matter how daunting the task. And it will be daunting at times, because I was caught up in it recently. But we know that lack of persistence is one of the major reasons why people fail, why they fail to attain their goals. Like someone said, the dream is free, but the journey is not. So we can dream and we can have all these lofty dreams, and there's nothing wrong in dreaming, but you have to be prepared to be persistent if you're going to attain those dreams. There's one thing that is a major determinant if we are to be successful, and that is persistence. And behind persistence has to come a strong, before persistence, I would say, has to come a strong desire to achieve what we're aiming for. We have to have that passion to pursue that thing that we say we want to achieve. The stronger the desire to achieve that, the more persistent we tend to become in doing what is necessary to achieve it. So it's important to check into your true desire. Really check your desire to achieve what you say you want to achieve. Is it truly your desire to accomplish that thing, whatever that thing is? Or are you pursuing something because someone else expects you to do that thing, and you don't want to disappoint them, you want to please them? If it's not coming from you, it doesn't mean that things cannot begin from outside of you, that someone can't encourage you to do something. But if it's not something that you can own, something that you can desire passionately, that you can show that passion for it, then most likely you won't persist. You won't persist. We develop a mindset of persistence when we can own what it is we're trying to achieve and have a vision for how we can get there. So have you been wondering why it is that some make it? Some people make it and some people don't. You know? Or there's this view that some people are an overnight success. They're no overnight successes. What those people that make it have in common is a mindset of persistence. We often see the results, but we miss seeing the work that's being done daily. Sometimes we see it, sometimes we don't. We see the results. The discipline of focused thinking and focused energy that don't allow them to be derailed at all. They are focused, they know what they want, they have a strong desire to attain that thing, and so they persist. Even if it means sometimes starting over or changing their strategy just to stay on course. Sometimes you have to change your strategy, but you keep that goal in mind and you persist. So today I want to leave you with 8 things that will help you develop a persistence mindset and move you towards those goals, those resolutions, those dreams, anything that you have chosen to do to help you continue along the path to achieve them by the end of 2022, if that's your desire. Number 1 is that you must have a clear and definite purpose for what you're attempting to achieve. You need to know what you want and why you want it. The why is very important. Number 2 is that your desire to attain that thing, whatever that thing is, has to be strong. You have to be passionate about it. That's going to drive you. Has to be strong. It has to be burning, and it has to be constant. Can't be on today, off tomorrow. Number 3 is you've got to have a plan. You need to have a roadmap to show you how to get there. It saves you a lot of wasted energy and time. Number 4 is you have to be self-reliant. It doesn't mean that others won't help you or you don't have to accept help, but you have to be self-reliant, which means that you have to believe in your own ability to follow through with your plan. You can't expect someone else to follow through with your plan. It's your plan, not their plan. Number 5 is that you have to have specific knowledge to help you develop and follow your plan. If you need data, find the data. That's specific knowledge. If you have past experiences that you can draw on, from which you can get knowledge, then you use that. And your observations also. If you observe things that are within what you're trying to do, or if you see people, others, who are doing what you're trying to do and it's working for them, borrow their plan. Ask them to help you, but you need specific knowledge to help you to develop that persistence mindset. And number 6 is that you have to get others to support your plan, support your efforts. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who want to see you succeed, and who might even offer to help you. There are people out there who really, really would like to help you. They want to see you succeed. So don't feel that you have to go it alone. And number 7, develop your willpower. We talk about willpower, which is that focused attention when you're trying to attain something, eliminating or certainly minimizing any distractions that will derail you. It takes a lot of energy, takes a lot of discipline, but it's possible when you can be laser focused on what you want to do. That helps you to develop a mindset of persistence. And then the final one, number 8, is taking daily action. You have to take action daily to create a habit. Habits don't form haphazardly. They're not formed haphazardly, whether they're good habits or bad habits. It's something that we do regularly until it becomes like second nature. So we have to take action daily to help build that momentum. And we can only do these things when we have an honest evaluation of ourselves. We might not like what we see sometimes, and the changes that we might have to make. It might be harder than we anticipated. But if we are going to achieve what we want to achieve, what we say we want to achieve, then we must be persistent. And to be persistent, we have to be constantly evaluating what we're doing, how we're doing it, how we're feeling about what we're doing. We have to be laser focused on what we say we want to achieve. I really cannot say enough about the pleasure and the satisfaction that I feel. I can only speak for myself when I've persisted through challenging moments. And we all love success. We all love successful endings, correct? I don't know of anyone who doesn't like successful endings. Because each time we persist and overcome a barrier, that's a success that we should acknowledge and celebrate. But sometimes we don't stop long enough to celebrate the wins, and those are wins. Even though they're small ones, we don't stop long enough to celebrate our breakthroughs. We just wait for those big moments. But those little wins lead us to those big wins. So they must be celebrated. We need to learn to cheer ourselves on. Because when we succeed in something, we're most likely to do it again. And as we repeat successful steps, that's being persistent. That's being encouraging. That encourages us. And it builds our resilience. It also builds our self-confidence. So I want to encourage you today to begin to take an inventory of where you are now. Don't wait until November and December. Yes, it's still January. And we have 11 months and some days till the end of 2022. Don't wait until November or December to start that evaluation and then realize you've come up short. And then you're frustrated and you need to start again, or you might get so discouraged you don't start at all. So do yourself a favor. Develop the power of persistence. Develop a mindset of persistence. Persistence is going to take you far. And sometimes we look at other people and feel, oh, well, they're having a good time. They're not working as hard, but that's them. What's good for them is not necessarily what's good for you. So be persistent. That will take you far. Remember, you have to have a strong desire for what you're doing, because that's going to drive you to persistence. You have to remember why you're doing what you're doing. You can't do it for someone else, even though it might start as that, but you want to really begin to take stock of what you're doing, why you're doing it. So I hope this has been encouraging for you. I hope this has given you some food for thought, as we do on Thinking Tuesday. I'd like you to take a look at my website, as I always invite you to do. You know, there are programs there. There are services there that you or someone that you know could avail yourself of. There's no end in personal growth. There's always something to learn to take you to another level, for you to become a better version of yourself. So I invite you to take a look, go visit my website. These messages are also available on YouTube if you missed them, if you missed the Facebook Live, and share it with someone else who you feel could benefit from it. So I thank you. I look forward to seeing you again next week here on Thinking Tuesday at noon. So bye, be persistent, take care of yourself, stay safe. Bye for now. Bye bye.